Alrighty. OBS says we're live. YouTube shows us live-ish. Says upcoming. Shows me live. Perfect. I assume I'll get a email shortly.
Email?
Yes, as always.
Always, yeah.
And a post to the Discord at everyone. It's a hot time in the Old Town tonight. Oh no, that means Jordan's gonna think we're watching his because he's Old Town Orangaroos. I did put Heatmore on
Thumbnail?
the thumbnail, but Heatmore didn't make the cut this week.
It's deceptive advertising.
No, it's a honorable mention. It's not deceptive advertising.
I'm going to stick with deceptive advertising.
Welcome. Heaven and Steve.
Welcome to everyone.
Howdy. I got Electric the Mancini.
Yep, or as my second channel, which I actually have no idea if you specifically know about, is called It's Mancini the Electric.
Oh, is it? Nope, didn't know. I'm just mashing all your names together.
And playing a very large number of video games together.
About the only name I don't call you is the one your parents gave you, because I don't know it and it's none of my business.
I actually think I have told you it before, but
that is
fine.
Definitely possible, but it's none of my business. So,
it's totally fine.
I know. If you wanted people to call you that, that would be your Discord name, or your YouTube channel, or both, like me.
Look, not everyone is powerful enough to go by a fake regular name for their YouTube channel. Like a couple of our
it's a fake regular name. That's what it is.
No, not you. That's what I was saying. Is unlike you, we've got like Keith, or we've got Poppin, who clearly is using a normal name that apparently is like the Pillsbury Doughboy is clearly just a normal person.
That's his human government name.
Yeah.
Welcome, Dom.
Pillsbury Doughboy is my favorite human.
Oh, I meant Poppin was a human government name.
Oh, I was saying that was one of the fake names.
Yes, gotcha. We got Hay, another person with a real name here in the chat tonight. Howdy.
We love people with real names.
I got a lot of love for the names people choose, though, too, right?
Yeah, look. I was just, I feel like sometimes the people with real names are underappreciated.
Yeah, but
we love the people who aren't willing to be creative, as well as the people who are creative.
Fair enough. Oh, I just realized I didn't turn the speed down and the sound off on all these battles, so we almost just got blasted.
You can just click the play sound off button.
I know, but also I have to change the speed, so I just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I do that as well, except I change the speed to hyperfast. So.
All right.
It required a great deal of restraint when I was doing the playoff streams, which I may wind up doing the playoff streams this season.
Yes, I can turn myself up a little. I can also make sure I'm facing the microphone a little better. I no longer have my microphone arm, so I can.
Oh, what happened to it?
The mount broke, or rather, the arm broke out of the mount. Both pieces are still functional, but no longer as one piece.
Connected.
And so.
One Piece.
Yeah, too much of that show. Never watched it. But
I mean, the live action I've been watching with my parents. It's been quite enjoyable.
Yeah, we started ER here. We're a few episodes into it, but we were watching The Pit, and then we're like,
The Pit is a very, very much more intense show.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a whole different thing.
The Pit is also a very good show. I feel like
fun.
A lot of the medical dramas are a lot worse than The Pit.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I just had a very strong history of being recommended medical dramas and them not being very, like, not being great. And this one's really good, so um, full on show though.
So I don't know a ton about Australian television other than like every Australian actor has been on Neighbours. Like that is the main thing that has
That is the
penetrated
meme.
it to me, is that Neighbours is the Australian show, and every every Australian actor has been on that show for like 9 seasons.
I will
Uh,
admit I don't watch a lot of regular conventional television because I am a generation younger than you. Um, so like outside of that, I really will only know like shows that were made for younger audiences back when I like watched television.
yeah,
I
totally.
guess no. What was there? There was a more recent one. Oh, its name is escaping me right now. There was like a smaller, more recent drama which was popular in the UK as well. Of course, I also know the greatest Australian TV show of the modern generation, which is Bluey, because I watched that with my niece and she loves it.
That is also a show I've heard of. Bluey is an Australian show? I
And
didn't know that. I thought it was British. I
you
mean, I've
clearly
never
have not
watched it,
seen the show.
so yeah, I have not seen the
Uh,
show.
it is very very strongly Australian. It actually is from the city that I live in,
Oh,
Brisbane.
Peppa Pig is actually what I combined them in my brain. Peppa Pig is British.
Okay, that's a very different show. Um,
I mean, they're shows with animals for children. They're not that different.
I mean, that's I would say there's a wide range of shows with animals for children. But there's a
Sure.
bunch of other good shows. One of the ones, in terms of like a live action one made for like the teen audience, there's H2O Just Add Water, which is about like a set of girls who get turned into mermaids.
Mermaids. That was
Uh,
on Netflix for a while. I think I watched an episode or
it's
two,
it's it's a
but
solid show. And then there's also so the funny thing about that is that like half the cast of it wound up on the American TV show Vampire Diaries, and then the spin-off of the originals, which I just thought was really funny.
that's probably
Um,
why Netflix bought it
I was like,
because they had all
I
those
was like, I know
shows.
this person. I know this person. I don't think they have any of those shows in Australia. Um, maybe they do, but I don't think they do. I always find it funny just how different the Netflix offerings are in different countries. Um, but The Wiggles, I would say, is probably the best Australian show of all time, and probably the most famous Australian show of all time.
That is also a show that I thought was British and not Australian.
Okay, they don't sound even close to British.
I've never watched it. I only know of it.
You grew up
It's
without
just
culture. It's heartbreaking.
yeah.
The
Also,
most,
I'm
the
yeah,
biggest
well, like
role
12
of all
years older
time
than
is
you or
they did
something.
like a yeah. You could still babysit someone, like again, I'm watching Bluey, not because not because I'm currently 1 year old, but it's a social aspect of it.
All right. Well, everybody, drop your favorite. Oh, error. Try again.
Gosh,
My
what was the name of the show that I was trying to?
who is my chat message showing up? Uh oh. Let's see if my chat messages are showing up because Hey Sam did not. Okay, seems like that one is. Okay, we're good. Weird. All right. Well, everybody, drop your favorite children's television show in the chat, and let's watch some battles. Yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty. We're watching four tonight, as is the tradition, and we'll start off with some something, that's for sure. This is Poppin versus Queer Crocodile game. Let me double check. Game one. I also could have scrolled up to double check. Game one. So no context is needed. Um, and yeah, let's go ahead and fire it off. So we get the Houndoom that has been really taking some fire in the server the last couple weeks of not being very good, and in all honesty,
It has been on for Overwatch.
yeah, in all honesty, this is not its strong. Like this game is not its strongest defense.
This is its strongest defense, unfortunately to say.
This is its strongest defense, actually. Is
It
kills
took a KO
Veluza.
turn one.
Yeah,
But yeah, Aquajet there, very solid play to deter the tailwind coming from Fletchling.
yeah. Get rid of that Gale Wings, and then Poppin gets to bring in his own Prankstermon take advantage of some priority. And essentially, I
Yep.
mean, miss a heat wave, sure.
Houndoom moment. Not even getting the burn on Impotent, by the way.
But for the most part, Poppin is going to just ignore Houndoom for most of this match, and
It turns out to be a reasonable decision.
turns out to be
No, I mean, I will say the light screen was just like absolutely backbreaking in this set.
Oh, my other thought. I think Meteor Beam is my least favorite move in Pokemon.
Mine was for a while, and I haven't like really thought through it for a minute. But mine was Triple Axle, which came from the same DLC. It was
It's
just too strong and too inconsistent.
pretty boring, and
See,
like
Meteor Beam certainly didn't used to be boring.
yeah, and then it just
No.
kind of became it. I think particularly this season where it's like
The only way to make a
strong
Pokemon not
option
terrible.
that a lot of otherwise terrible mons get access to, like Glimmet
Yeah.
and Lunatone and
I
mons
think
like
I
that.
used like Meteor Beam Koraidon last season, and that was fun.
Something like that,
Casting was fun.
probably.
Like
But
that stuff's fun. But
it's
like,
just I don't
I don't
care
know,
for it. I don't know.
gross. Like who cares? Um,
Yeah,
like if you
I'm
get
just
Power Gem,
I don't
you
care for
using
it.
Meteor Beam becomes less interesting.
Yeah, and then
I still
nobody
think
ever
that like
uses it a second time either.
that's not true.
Well,
No
no,
one
I
ever
know it's
uses
not
it a
literally
second time
true.
and wins. But someone did, I think literally last week, lock into Meteor Beam a second time and then died. Um, and also many weeks ago, I want to say it was Cass versus. There was one of the games Cass was playing against the Bahian player. I'm forgetting who the Bahian player is. Pancake? Or it might be the
Got
other
drafted
Bahian
in
player.
both conferences,
Yeah,
but
it's the other one. I think. But yeah, they locked into Meteor Beam a second time.
yeah,
Um,
there have been some second meteor beams for sure. But just in general, I think
it's just that generally those players have then lost.
it's not my favorite.
Meat
Uh,
Beam is
it,
a better version of the Hyper Beam type moves. I don't even correlate it with Hyper Beam at all in my head.
yeah, it's much more like
Um,
Sky Attack or
well, Sky Attack is.
I mean, it's literally like Sky Attack except just better. But
It's like Skull Bash, right? Skull Bash is a two-turn move that gives you +1 in a stat. It's just that Skull Bash gives you +1 in a stat that's not related to the damage it does.
yeah, I
Uh,
I do like moves like what's the like Focus Punch is sort of the archetypal one of those where it's like it's crazy
you
powerful,
get
but if you get hit, it fails or whatever. Those kind of things I do like more, but I don't know.
I like the
I just
inverse
find it
one,
a
like the
little
Turtonator one, where it's like
distasteful.
Beak Blast, Shell Trap and Beak Blast, where if you get hit in the middle of doing it, then you do extra
Yeah,
context.
sort of the upside but go last type thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
This
know.
is not
I
really
don't find Mew being particularly offensive, but I certainly don't think it's heat.
no, and
At least not
and
on a traditionally special attacking Pokemon with a high special attack stat like Glimmer.
yeah,
And
and
Weasley
I
said
don't.
that Mew being probably would have carried through Light Screen, and I strongly agree. Glimmer has a high special attack stat, and it's a stab Meteor Beam, and it's a +1.
Yeah, probably would have killed.
I mean,
It
maybe it depends on the investment, but I would suspect so.
yeah, and I didn't pick this battle for it to be a I don't like Meteor Beam discussion
No, I don't
necessarily,
believe you.
but well, because I wrote that note on a different battle that we're not watching, but then it happened again and it came up. So
It has been doing a lot of happening again this season. Meteor Beam.
yeah, it's been extremely common. But we do get a side night
Yeah.
slash, guaranteed a critical hit with a scope lens,
The thing the
super
Poppin
luck,
wanted to do. Yes,
and
the Earthquake was brutal. And I'm like, oh, okay. Game's over then, huh?
yeah, one more turn of Tailwind, and they just both protected. So everybody's taking Earthquake, and
But I
just
mean, the alternative play would be for them to go for the double protect, which I think was, unfortunately, probably actually their correct play. Um, but that's not an
Braff
enjoyable decision to ever make.
Braff also going for a like trying to get the double protect, so could then
Kind of
try
good
for
one.
the triple protect to take it to a game 3 because it could have PP stalled a last
Me.
resort Pokemon.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, right, it was you.
Yeah.
Wait,
I got
no,
very close to PP stalling that last resort. Yeah, it was my Delcatty.
This was Braff. Was it?
It was me. They were PP
Oh,
stalling.
it was. Yes, it was your match. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry, not as in it was me who was the PP stalled. I was the one who was the victim.
Yes.
After Bratchy said GG first, and then went for that win condition. Also, I don't even know if it would have worked, because I think if I hit them with struggle once, they died.
Possibly. Well, but you wouldn't have been able to struggle. You would have had to select fake out, and it would have failed.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it was
crazy.
a PP stall.
I didn't even think about that. I'm too used to Kamala Last Resort, which you do with the choice band.
Yeah.
It's the only other time I've clicked Last Resort in. I mean, it's not the only other time, but it's only the best situation.
Another thing that was taken from us
for that.
in non-NatDex formats is Kamala doesn't get Last Resort anymore. But
yes, so
I think so. But yeah,
Poppin finally got
6
the funny
anger
joke off.
point.
And then Earthquake was very good synergy with it, because who cares if the rest of your team dies if you win,
Exactly.
and like the Light Screen was very good at protecting against a team. Yeah, really was the main thing that we needed to see.
Next up,
and this matchup,
we've got Cass versus Fuba.
It's a very dishonest matchup.
This is game 3 of the set. So Cass won game 1. Because the air balloon on the electrode never got popped, so Cass got to just kind of do whatever.
Like Earthquake with Scarf Camerons?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it was definitely Earthquake, and I believe Scarfed. But
it is Scarf, I can confirm.
Yeah, game 2, Fuba adjusted, brought 2 different weathers, and set both of them, and won.
Yes. I mean, the Strudel sets both of the weathers.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, the Strudel sets both of them, but Leafeon and Mantine are both big offensive players.
Boosted by weather in this one.
Boosted by weather in game 2. And then we're going to watch game 3, where Cass makes some great adjustments. And I meant to do this one third, actually, but I guess we're going to watch it second now. Oh, well.
Sailor V.
Yeah. So everybody's all caught up on the context. Let's watch it. So we get the.
Sometimes just gotta be a shrewd dude.
Yeah. We get the Gothitelle.
There's the Farfalle?
Not Gothitelle, Gothorita. Farfalle? Yeah.
Alright, so then we see the sort of fake out speed tie, right?
Yeah, trade some fake outs.
We don't go for it. And now, so knowing that the camera just fake out, I actually think that going for the fake out into it is less valuable than it can be. Especially while we've got the Mantine locked. Now, we do see the funniest thing on this Mantine. I know that was a different game. In one of the other games, we see the Mantine Sash, right?
Could be. I did write it down, but
it's got Brian. I forget if Brian is the one that does more damage when you have less health, or is it the one that does more damage when your opponent has less health? I don't know all these random moves.
Yeah, I don't know it either. Let's go to Bulbapedia. Brian.
That's actually what I was pulling up. Showdown to search of that. Last GT Brian.
Power doubles to 130 when the target is at. Oh, it's the one that's when they're at or below.
When you're weaker. I did think that was that one, but I wanted to check.
Yeah. So this is the first thing I want to point out about Cass's game 3 adjustments that I really liked is brought the Gothorita and used it in a
look at that. Look how much damage it did to a kind of super Spadaffi Pokemon.
Thunderbolt, Psychic, and Fake Out, all huge moves here versus versus the Strudel, versus the Mantine. Fake Out is gonna maybe you're trading whatever, but lets you target them on. I mean, Fake Out is good for all the reasons Fake Out is good. We know why Fake Out is good.
I mean, like if we're looking at this position, right, Cass is in a pretty favorable situation where this Goth is able to threaten Mantine. It threatens Mantine even if it Terra grounds. I believe its Terra is ground. with a psychic because of how much damage it's been able to get into it. Then, if you think about a lot of the Pokemon at the back, so Armaldo is a problem for this Goth, but Trudel not super, and then only one of the Pokemon can really terror in terms of the Lapras. There's nothing that can stop it from being able to get that push through the Mantine, and then they're just up. They're up 77% of a Pokemon.
Right. And so, they've traded 1-for-1 as well. And the rest of Cass's team, particularly this Dragonair, is the other thing that I think is the great bring of this match. Resists.
That was my idea.
Basically everything except for ice moves from Lapras, right? Has great resistances to Mantine and Leafeon specifically, which were problems for Cass in game 2. So with Fuba kind of, having won the previous game, kind of being on the, I'm the captain now, adjust to me.
For context, previous sets, for the previous games of the set, we've seen that the Dragonair is Dragon Dance, Shed Skin, Rest, and Breaking Swipe, I believe.
The Rest and Shed Skin, yes. I don't remember. I don't generally write down sets, but
yeah. But we've seen 3 of the moves. We've seen the Dragon move. We haven't seen what the 4th move is, I believe.
But this Dragonair as the bring is really smart in my opinion.
Unfortunately, it does immediately get
confused. Is kind of rough.
I would have gone for the Psychic there into the Mantine slot because there's nothing that punishes otherwise.
Confusion irrelevant once, and now we're faster. Parting shot.
We're not because Mantine's got Swift Swim.
Oh, sorry, not faster than everything else. Now
faster than we used to be.
Faster than we used to be. Yes,
that's true.
Investing in our futures. Unfortunately, got a
investing in oil futures, like in pump and dumping as a senior U.S. official these days.
Yeah, takes the second Hurricane easily. So if that first one had been a crit, Cass would be laughing rather than just how's this gonna go? I think it's okay, but rests. Fully heals.
You just have the turn to the ability to roll Shed Skin every turn. Actually, you don't want to roll Shed Skin this first turn because you want to burn through the confusion. But obviously you'll take it.
Yeah.
You were parting shotted, so it doesn't matter that much. So now Cass still has another Pokemon on the back, which, if it's a Law Molar, if it's Executor, if it's Low Kicks, I think all of those are pretty good positions. And then you also have this Breaking Swipe, which is able to break a potential sash on the Shootle. I actually think we know it's EPO Light. But is also there to reduce the damage coming out of the Armaldo, which is pretty impactful.
Yeah. Totally.
See, look at that 16%.
Yeah, and just
now,
boosting up, finish.
The Dragonair is probably faster, even in Tailwind, than the Armaldo, and the Shrootle's gone. So
yeah, I would think
there's
so.
No more damage mitigation.
Armaldo is slow, so.
And after a Breaking Swipe, I don't even think Exorcism picks up at 34.
Well, yeah.
But we see the last move is Liquidation.
Got hit with a... Oh, it protected though.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant into the
Waterfall.
As
the rock
that
slide.
Strong move, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So we had a Liquidation boosted by Waterfall. Sorry, boosted by their own rain.
Yeah. Don't even see the fourth mon that Cass brought, but really great adjustments.
I mean,
by Cass
even if that
game 3.
Rock Slide had crit and KO'd both the Pokemon. It's at 1%. I think,
and it's still
every single Pokemon
exactly.
that's in the back from Cass would have beaten a 1% Armaldo.
Particularly because very likely there's a protect
Electrode
on
and
whatever
Low
that mon
Kicks
is, right? Because all 3 of those mons either have good priority, are fast, or can protect.
Or is low
rain
Molar.
Is done.
There's only one more turn. That was the last turn of rain, regardless. Because there's Shrootle's not.
because it doesn't end on the turn when you win. So yeah, we were in the last turn of rain anyway. So yeah, it absolutely didn't. I mean, not definitely didn't matter, but essentially didn't matter what the 4th mon was.
But Low Kicks also has the priority, and we saw earlier that it was Life Orb, so it's not going to get locked into first impression and then beaten through that. And then Aloe definitely lives, and Electro's definitely faster as well.
Yeah, so well done to Cass, and great job with the game 3 adjustment is really the highlight of this match. Adjusting to the game 2 loss, because it was a pretty convincing loss, and
who said EVL
just,
competition was a problem?
I mean, I said there would be a lot of it, but not necessarily that it would be a problem. Nobody watched those videos.
I watched the olds videos.
No, I'm saying nobody go back and check me. Nobody.
Oh, nobody. Oh, sorry. Are you saying that? Are you suggesting that you might be fibbing right now?
I am saying I do not remember what I said. It could be literally anything. So.
LS, that's a really good question. Where is Beartech?
Yeah. Not here. Sorry. Oh, hey, Daddy. One more. We are gonna watch your match though, but we're gonna watch Camo versus Ray first, and do it a little quick because I am keeping you a little longer. I know you're working from home today, so it's not the end of the world, but I'll still try and respect your time here a little bit. So let's take a look at this last one. This is Ray, or not last one, second to last. This is Ray versus Camo, also game 3.
Set was fun. I would like to point out, after we scheduled that we were doing weekly together, I didn't watch any of the new games except for Steve's video, and Goose's video. And so far, it's all been matches from before I signed on, so I've already seen them all.
Oh, really? So game 1 of this set was pretty one-sided as a result of Camo's coil. Just Ray had no way to deal with the Senta Scorch once it was boosted. Game 2 went to Ray due to good speed control with the Emolga, and we're going to watch game 3 and see how it shakes out. We get the Lunatone, speaking of Meteor Beam, and
you better watch your Lunatone. I have one of those Pokemon.
Yeah, you've got.
I've been very impressed with the Lanoon Galar, by the way.
Why didn't you do this, huh? Give us.
I don't have any good outlets for anything. Like, all my Pokemon suck. Also, I keep running into matchups where Swoobat is slower than half the opposing team, which is a bit frustrating, to be honest with you.
Crazy when you drafted it specifically so it could be pretty fast.
I didn't draft any Pokemon specifically. I drafted Pokemon that my dad told me to draft.
Your dad told you to pick these Pokemon. And you lucked into a decently fast one.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got a fast Shiinotic, which is extremely scary.
That's it. I will say that Swoobat has been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
Terrasteel Spore is okay, and it does also have the potential Strike Startup option.
That's one sleep.
It isn't that doesn't win sets by itself,
That's 2 sleeps.
All right, we get
It doesn't win by itself, but it gives you a lot of time to figure out how you are going to win.
Yeah, it gives you positioning, right? But having committed a speed swap, having committed multiple turns and a Terra to it, you then need to make sure that you have the team around it to take advantage of that. Luckily, Raymond's team is full of Pokemon that suck, which is true for everyone's team this season.
Yeah, everyone's got a bad team.
Cass had Shiinotic 2 seasons ago, in the season that I won, and
yes, the
let's say that it did not perform as well against the Mono Dragon team as the Shiinotic is performing in this season.
Sam calling out bulk up on Scraggy. Explosion takes it out.
I love how the Lanoon didn't protect.
Yeah, and
I would suggest it should have.
Should have.
But it may not have had it. But if it didn't have it, why are you running Scarf Explosion?
It's a little bit like maybe a concession with extra steps there, but
I think with a Protect from the Lanoon, you're looking you get a crit into Shiinotic, and maybe Lanoon's able to actually deal with the Swoobat, and then potentially that's gonna tank.
Possibly.
But it was a very fancy end. Also, famously, Steve stole the idea of exploding in the last week of the game from Raymond.
Stole from the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well done to Camo. Uh,
It's beautiful. Yeah,
high risk,
yeah, it's
but
fun.
absolutely paid off. Speed swap Shiinotic. We love that kind of heat around here.
Speed Swap's also really good because they didn't bring Maractus out, and it like interacts with Rage Powder. Also, you have the ability. The Swoobat didn't do it in this set, but you have the ability to then speed swap your opponent's Pokemon the slow speed, which is always really funny if you do it.
True. The second speed swap is always a pretty brutal one. Once you've sped up your fast mon, then you slow down their fast one.
Absolutely.
All right, last one here. This is game 2 of Steve versus Daddy. We are. It's here. All Steve does is steal. Yeah, absolutely, Daddy. Look, here's the thing. You don't get to call your shot like you did, and then absolutely choke as thoroughly as you did, and then also still complain. Like,
I disagree.
you're.
I think Daddy
I mean,
can
you
do it.
can because of course you can. But you did nickname your things JDB See Me and Weekly Heat and How's This for Heat or something like that. Winter like he was asking for it a
It was
little
pretty. It
bit.
was pretty. It was too much. You know, you really were
Yeah.
doing too much.
So
Methinks the lady does protest too much.
game 1, Steve wins with 4 Steph Currys on the field. That is to say, a Zorua copying a Sandaconda and a Sandaconda, of which the Sandaconda took, I believe, 3 of the KOs in game 1, or maybe just 2. I don't remember.
I thought the Sandaconda and Zorua each got two, but it's difficult to tell because of the illusion.
Yeah, I had to check and see what
I mean,
moves killed
who clicked
mons and
Terra
stuff like
Blast?
that. Yeah, because
That wasn't Terra's.
But yeah, so Steve won game 1 with some shenanigans,
Oh.
and now we're gonna watch game 2 and see what happens.
Look, I think
We,
the main problem that the league has right now is that we don't have enough people beefing with Daddy.
I think the main problem we don't have is people trying to call their shots to be on Weekly Heat, and then being on Weekly Heat for the heat that
Just
they
sort of
draw.
doing.
We've
I
certainly
mean,
got enough people calling their shot to be on Weekly Heat and then being on Weekly Heat because they got absolutely clowned on, like side simple beam defend order for +2/+2 in both defenses.
yeah. I mean, look, if we think about the people who do like actual like fun or interesting heat versus the people who are like doing like bad sets, you know.
Yeah, unkillable. Boost again.
Oh yeah, boy, juice heat 5% there. All right, Sam,
But
thank you. We need you back. We need Sam
Steve,
back because we
Steve
need someone to
also
be holding.
not doing any damage, but
Well,
that's gonna
yeah, but
change
that's
soon.
just set up so far.
Yeah,
That's the
yep.
leap for the
Get the
scoop.
leapy, knock off.
I do love the little leapy. All right, the burn is enough.
You got that
I
weakness
actually
policy though for
forgot.
some big damage, or something like that. But the burn
Yeah,
finishes off Daddy's
that's a
beam.
very juicy 40% to a baby Pokemon that doesn't have EVL-8. The Psych Up is very funny.
Psych Up is excellent.
Was this the time that we saw the side Pollen Puff?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay. I
yeah.
can remember if that was this turn or next turn.
Steve playing
Big
for
fan of
differential.
side Pollen Puff.
Now,
He wasn't playing for differential. He was playing for the leap.
no, yeah, he's just playing to get Lilip some kills. However, Rain Dance and then entrainment your Swift Swim onto other Pokemon is a sick play. I do like it, and it is very good.
I mean, it's fine. Like, do you know what? Do you know what else would achieve the same effect? Clicking agility instead of entrainmenting next to a single Pokemon
Sure, but
and spending
you
your
know,
rain dance.
we're
Like, I mean, it's just, you know, I don't think that that's a particularly interesting move because, you know, it's a multi-turn move that is achieving the same. You could click side acupressure and just hit.
just hit the one you want. Easy.
The -1 split F there was definitely pretty brutal for the
Yeah,
doctor
that's
in the
pretty
house.
rough. But the Ice Beam into the +4 special defense also.
I mean, it wasn't going to do a lot, but it would have given an extra turn, I believe. I'm glad that they finally had a way to fix. Look at that crit. You have the most dishonest player of our generation. Home gets dandy. Going for the crit, which, of course, is Steve, being the greatest player of our generation, plays around with the heal order that time.
Yeah, plays around the critical hit, of course. And and
All right, I'm
a
gonna see a very
1v4,
juicy like 6% for the ball buff.
not a
I feel it's still my second alarm on. Make sure I don't have any other alarms on. Sorry.
no problem. Doing surprisingly little damage, but
I mean, not really that
it is a
shocking. It's
four.
a
It is a
it's a baby
4v1.
Pokemon and a pollen buff. But the problem is that we aren't getting the main thing that we needed here, which is the speed boost from Ancient Power.
Yeah, get the Omni Boost. Crazy.
And then preserving the
Second
hit
crit.
for Lily, of course.
And Lilip gets the kill. Lilip got 2 kills that match, actually.
Right, Danny says
Kills
it's
the
their
activity
last
as
game
well.
for a while. Which, of course, is just them meaning they aren't in playoffs and will have to wait till
We'll
next
see.
season.
Whether it's really the last game for a while or not. But stranger things have happened, right?
Than someone not playing a season. You know, I would agree. There have been far stranger things than someone missing. You know, who knows? At this rate, I think wasn't Daddy's last break interrupted by Daddy taking over for a coach who had to drop.
Who's taking over for a coach who dropped? Yes. Yeah, that was.
So that probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
Laleepy is such a good is such a good nickname. Like just compared with like Daddy's like okay, you're doing too much nicknames. Laleepy is just I can't believe we hadn't seen Laleepy this entire season. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is a good nickname, and it's a good Pokemon that did a good job in this game. Yeah, I think Palisand was nicknamed Hot Enough for You or something like that, and I don't remember what Grovyle was, but
I'm pretty sure
calling shots.
Grovyle was one of the main characters in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Never played those games. People like them, though.
I haven't played the one that Grovyle's in. I played the Gen 1 one, though.
Yeah, people like them. Yeah. Not surprisingly, because like a top-down... It's like a top-down RPG.
It's Fire Emblem. It's called more Fire Emblem.
It's a Fire Emblem. It's
not
a
a Fire
grid
Emblem.
game.
It is a grid game. It is not a Fire Emblem. However, it's very funny to call it a Fire Emblem. I played on some Chop on the good old Game Boy that I borrowed from my cousin.
Get Haydom in here. We'll get the opinions on whether calling Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games a Fire Emblem is accurate or insulting. He's a big Fire Emblem guy. So.
My favorite Fire Emblem game that I've been playing recently is Hearts of Iron 4. It's my favorite Fire Emblem like. All right, now brief aside for me to plug.
Wait, isn't Hearts of Iron? That's one of the.
It's a World War II game, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have units that move about in predetermined tiles. They gain experience and like level up in that same manner. And I've done a larger version of this comparison, but like 3 years ago. And like basically everything that people accuse other games of being Fire Emblem likes for is something that's in Hearts of Iron 4.
Well, there you go. You heard it
So
here
Dom,
only.
Question as to whether it's
whether
it's turn based. Yes, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is turn based. Like it's clearly less of a Fire Emblem game than the other one. I forget what the other one's called. Pokemon Conquest is. But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. But yes. Now you should. I've got a second YouTube channel now. So my main YouTube channel, Mancy the Amazing, is where I am posting like the VBL weekly games, which you can tell based on the fact that I said 3 sets last week. And I also have a second channel called Mancy the Electric, where I'm playing what's called an archipelago. So it's where you randomize a bunch different games together in the same thing. And I've randomized 25 different games together, and I am bad at a lot of them. So if you want to have second monitor content to see me struggle, it's very fun. And it's also have a lot of content because 25 is a lot of video games.
I agree. It is a lot. All right, everybody, you heard it here. Go watch those videos, and you have official permission from Electric to just put them on a second monitor.
Yeah, it's definitely second monitor content because I am releasing several hours a week.
Oh Jesus!
And they're just video on demand. But yeah, and the most important thing is make sure you like the stream. I've noticed there's only 2 likes on the stream, and there are a lot more than 2 people watching. I'm one of the likes. Make sure you like the stream.
It's overrated. I appreciate the trying to juice the numbers though. It's very generous of you.
Bigger number, better person.
Oh no, that can't be true. I can't live in a world where that's true.
What is this? Like my most viewed video was like 2 likes, and I'm like, what? My like second most viewed video was like 20 likes, and I'm like, what? That's not true anymore, but that was true at one point. Like,
I'm sure my highest video is one of the old reviews or something like that.
it's funny. I have been struggling because someone in multiplayer archipelago, not the one that's on the YouTube one, but someone in another Pokemon League had Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice as one of their games, and they weren't able to get it to set up right. So none of the items that I needed from their games were sent to me for ages, and that other people had like someone like needed that balance badge, and it was at the start of that game, but they weren't able to get it working, and then we wound up just having to send the items from it out, which is a bit heartbreaking, but is the reality of the situation sometimes.
Sounds complicated.
Uh,
You got any
just played video games together.
parting words of wisdom for the fans before we dip out for the season?
Subscribe,
Final weekly
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, fair enough. My parting words of wisdom for the season: nobody docks Poppin. Don't do it. All right, we love you very much.
We have no idea what Poppin's name is, and no one does.